Invest your time wisely. Alright, Shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahusha, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rakaria, from the GMS Orlando camp. And tonight, I want to go into a lesson on time investment. Making sure that we're investing our time wisely in this truth of ours. Because time is one of our greatest commodities. It's one of our greatest resources. And as it stands, truth is like a stock. And the only way to buy into that stock is by investing your time. So it's important that we at a Hopeful Elect are investing our time wisely, to the best of our ability, by studying, reading, doing our due diligence as the scriptures tell us to do, making sure that we're internalizing, the videos that we watch, we're internalizing the precepts that we read, the scriptures that we read, because that's what it's all about. This truth wasn't meant to just stay on pages forever. Eventually, the Lord intended for this truth of ours to manifest in real life, for these prophecies that we read on a daily basis to manifest, for the faith that we read of the elect to manifest, for the salvation to manifest, for the judgment to manifest, for the trial of our faith to manifest, So as we read, the scriptures, as we read our precepts, as we study, as we watch videos, we want to make sure that we're internalizing these things and not just letting it go in one ear and out the other. It's like one thing that a brother told me the second time that I came up to camp. He said, don't just read to memorize precepts. Read to understand the precepts. Read to internalize the precepts. And I carry that with me today, because that's very important. Lord witnesses edifying unto you like Akim and Akwaf out there, to invest your time wisely. But I just have a couple of precepts here I want to bring out tonight. Real brief, quick hit, So let's get this in Proverbs. This is Proverbs 23 and verse 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. All right. And how do we buy the truth? How do we buy the truth? It's like a figure of speech, if I'm using the right analogy. It's you can't buy this truth with physical money. You can't walk up to somebody, hand them $9.99 and get a whole breakdown. People try to do that, but that's not how you receive the true spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. In order to receive the true spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and buy into this truth in its entirety, entirety. Yeah, I think I said that word right. Bear with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm no wordsmith. But, in order to buy into this truth in its entirety, you have to give your time. You have to give your time, make your body a living sacrifice, like it says in Romans the 12th chapter. And making our bodies a living sacrifice encompasses reading. That encompasses study. Giving over your time to feed the spirit. Giving over your time to feed things that are going to be conducive to your salvation. Because there's a lot of things that we could be doing out here. But what the Lord wants us to do is something totally different. He wants us to give our time and our energy and our essence over to this truth. He wants us to buy into this stock, because this stock is going to yield the utmost fruit here in these latter days. The return on this stock, all right, that we're investing in right now by form of this truth is going to yield tremendous profit in the time of Jacob's trouble. So the Lord wants us to buy into this now. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. And we buy into this truth. We learn, we come up on a level. Excuse me. We come up on a level, as the elders and apostles say, and as we come up on a level, we teach others also. We don't sell it. We give it freely, as it was freely given unto us. The only stipulation to it is that you have to give your time over. It says also wisdom and instruction and understanding. And as the scriptures say, with all that getting, get understanding. And it's important that as we buy into this truth, As we invest our time into this truth, as we gain in instruction, as we gain in wisdom, as we gain in knowledge, it's important that we add into that understanding. All right, the proper understanding of the things that we're reading. All right, the proper application of the things that we're reading. All right, because what we read on a daily basis, whether you realize it or not right now, is a way of life. It's our guide. It's our study guide to the time of trouble. It's our study guide to salvation. Lord willing, we're the elect. The scriptures teach us how to filter out our mindset. The scriptures teach us how to filter the times, the signs and the times. It teaches us how to deal amongst each other, how to deal with ourselves. So the understanding is very important, man. Understand what you're reading. Don't just read just to read. Don't just read just to fire off precepts and just, no. It's not about being deep, man. It's about understanding what you're a part of and understanding the proper application of the scriptures. Because eventually these scriptures are going to manifest in the real life, and we want to be able to maneuver in that day. All right? We want these scriptures to be eternalized, within us. And that comes by investing our time wisely. I got a couple more. This is one that brother in the camp likes to bring out all the time. It's powerful. It's true. It's Sirach 38 and verse 24. Let me see. Yeah, this is Sirach 38 and verse 24. And this whole chapter is a very good read, man. It goes into those who maintain the city, and those who are going to maintain the affairs of the Lord, basically, and you can't maintain the affairs of the Lord if you're constantly occupied in the affairs of this life. You're constantly occupied in this world. Your time is bought up by this world and not by, the Lord. But anyways, this is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 38 and verse 24. It says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise." All right, and the Lord gives us leisure time, off time, downtime, to buy into this truth, to study, to come up on a level, in a sense, so that we're properly prepared for the times that are at hand. It says, the wisdom of a learned man comes by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kine fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. And we can't gain wisdom that way. Holding the plow, constantly working, constantly occupied in things of the world, basically, just to put it in simple form. You can't hope to gain understanding in this truth if you're constantly occupied in the affairs of this world. You're not investing your time wisely, into this truth, into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, But I have one more. Here in 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10, it says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall." All right. And a part of our due diligence, all right, is to invest our time wisely. All right. Invest your time wisely. Not saying that you're 24/7, you reading, 24/7, you watching videos. Sometimes you got to give your time and give yourself time to let it soak in. You may read a couple of chapters and then take a break. Meditate or listen to some music, watch some videos, watch the news, or whatever you do in your leisure time. But give diligence. Do your due diligence. Invest your time wisely. You know, the majority of our time should be invested into this truth, you know, instead of the world. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Why? For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. All right. And if we invest that time wisely, all right, we're not going to fall concerning into this world, man. We're not going to fall. All right, the Lord is going to upkeep us. He's going to uphold us. All right. With that being said, that's all I had to say tonight. You know, Lord, when this is edifying and exhorting unto your elect, you know, invest your time wisely. You know, make sure that you're internalizing the scriptures. You know, make sure that you're internalizing what you're reading, you're understanding what you're reading. All right, don't just watch videos just for entertainment. Don't just watch videos just to throw something on. You know, actually listen to what's going on in the video. You know, take notes. You know, go behind it. You know, go look it up behind, you know, precepts behind what brothers are calling out. You know, that being said, shalom, stay up.